Hi guys, this is Ali Baqir Khan with another episode of Youth Alumni Association. Today we have Irene Diane with us, and she's from Philippines. Irene, how are you doing today?
Hi Ali. I'm good. How are you today?
I'm pretty good as well. Thank you so much for asking. So Irene is working as a HR specialist number two. That she's going to explain why is it known as number two, and she's working for a very good company in Philippines. Well, the most impressive part of why she's here today in the podcast and why we actually asked her to, go ahead and share her journey with us was her cover photo on LinkedIn. And that's really impressive because it says everything you want is on the other side of fear. And I think
Yeah.
I agree with that. And most of you must agree as well, because we've got a lot of fears in our mind regarding our career, regarding anything that we do in life. But when we look beyond that, when we start achieving those positive outcomes, we start gaining confidence in ourselves. So, first of all, Irene, thank you so much for joining in. I hope you're doing fine.
Yeah, thank you, Ali, for inviting me here in your podcast.
Yeah, of course. It's a privilege. So, can you go ahead and explain a little bit about yourself regarding your career journey when you started off in your high school? What did you, at that point of time, what did you think you would become? What was your ideology at that point of time? Can you explain a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, okay. Um Back in my high school days, I was just a actually I was a dancer that time. So I really also improved on my schools that time.
Okay.
And during that time I was into uh looking. So since high school I was into the business um industry, since my mom has a lot, they have different businesses. So back in my days I really wanted, during my high school days, that is the career path that I was already in my mind.
Okay.
So when graduating in high school, there were kind of different schools that coming to us and sharing different courses that we should take. And basically, that's already in my mind that I really wanted to be on the business course.
Okay.
So yeah. So when I'm in college, I was enrolled in a business school
Mhm.
where they are cultured to give those students different I don't know if you're they were giving symposiums to enhance more for their students to
Mhm.
um on the journey that they were giving. So what good about that is that they were assessing their students based on the interest that they were giving. And one thing I love about that is that personally, as a as a student that time, you really don't know, or you don't have really idea of what is the business course about. Is I mean A business course is like, the basic idea is that you were just selling products, you were just, you were just selling. But going into school is that broaden your knowledge of what is the business course is about. It's not about just selling products to people. We were also learn to, how you should interact with different people, how to communicate with, the negotiating skills, and how to be confident on presenting yourself as
Yeah.
your representing your business.
Okay.
So that's my idea that on college. So I enjoy my college days. Yeah. And aside from that, the school also is guiding us on, if there are times on our school that we have this events that they were giving us, that, oh, you have this, you wanted to be entrepreneur. Here is
Okay.
the here is an event that is good for you, so
I see.
you should enroll on that day, or like enroll on that kind of event, so that, you were going
That's
when you
really
were
interesting. I mean, what you're trying to say is they provided you opportunities regarding
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship. They had different events where you could go and explore your inner potential and whether
Yep.
this is
Mm-hmm.
something that you're good at. So this is
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. I mean, it's really good to know that career counseling is something that you guys were provided at that time, right? And
Yeah,
due to
yeah.
which you were
Mm-hmm.
you opted and you chose a career. What about your university life? So how did you, after college, think about that? Okay, this is the right career, and what did you graduate in specifically?
I'm graduate specifically in a business management course,
Okay,
major in operations management, since operation is a broad course
broad
of the
field, yeah,
business.
of course, of course.
Yeah, broad
I'm a
field of
business
the business.
graduate, so I know about that. Yeah,
Yeah, so we can go in a manufacturing company. So I think
definitely.
operations connects with all different kind of industry, since
Supply
all
chain,
this.
it's a total, yeah, different supply chain management. You could say
Yeah.
you could go for
Mm-hmm.
HR, you could go for manufacturing, you could go in a different department that
Yeah.
does audit,
Mm-hmm.
finance, accounting. So all these
Mm-hmm.
departments basically.
Yeah, yeah. So, when you went out to after college, you have already the ideas of what is happening on what type of industry you wanted to go in,
Which is great.
So
Yeah.
yeah. For me, so it's for the human resource, since I was now practicing the human resource field. So basically the operation for this is really from the recruitment processes, and then from the offboarding processes, and that's the operation side of the human resource.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that part. So that's quite a good journey. I mean, what you're trying to say is like you chose the operation side. Why? Because you knew about this is something that you wanted to pursue based on the fact that
Mm-hmm.
you had to go in different events and your school and college did provide you the guidance. Now, this is a very positive side, but what do you think about the side that where you would want to tell people and the youth out there that there were a few hurdles as well? I mean, of course, there are positive factors, but there might be hurdles in your journey. Can you throw some light upon that as well? That these are the
Yeah,
problems that you faced, and what were those problems?
there are a lot of problems. So Philippines has a lot of problems during these times. Personally, I was not born a silver spoon that time, so I needed to gather work side hustles to continue my studies, instead of um during that time I was given 100% scholarship from our government, but that is not the issue, because I still need to pay for my books. I should need to pay for the events that I need to enroll in. So what I did is that during my college days I need to work on a part-time, like for um just like McDonald's restaurants and other restaurants there. I work part-time, like we were giving a like a 4 hours duty after our school. We go directly to the jobs that we are in, so that I can provide my needs in my school. So yeah. And another that is that we are not usually having I'm not I mean as another hassle that I have is that my school is not near on my you know on our house where I
Okay,
live, so I
I
need
see.
to commute. Yeah, I need to
Commute is
commute
one
every
issue as
day.
well that you had at that
Mm-hmm.
time. So,
Yeah, I need to
do you
commute
have any
every day.
transport mode in Philippines, like school vans or anything like that, where you could easily go? Like
No,
good.
actually,
Uh,
our
yeah.
college days during that time don't offer
Oh,
college
they did
van,
not.
but we have like a public transportation. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with jeepneys. So that's not
Okay.
familiar with the Philippines jeepney
I see.
transportation. So
I see.
we do that, and also I don't know if you are familiar with tricycles. I mean
Of
a
course, of course.
motorcycle with,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I got it.
So we need to have those tricycle first to commute, and then go to a
Which is good,
jeepney.
which is actually good because it keeps you healthy as well. Because you got to do some exercise. You're going ahead. But do you
Yeah.
think it's good, or is it me thinking that it's good?
No, it's good, because if it is more stressful at school or in your house, when you were commuting, it means your mentality, it's sometimes it calms your mind. No,
Oh,
you
I see.
when
So
you go
what
out.
you're when you go out and when you're commuting on that tricycle that you're talking about, so all the
Mm-hmm.
stress at that point of time just goes away, and you feel better about
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a good
Yeah.
thing,
So
because unfortunately in a country like Pakistan, people prefer different commutes here in Pakistan, that they want to just go on a car. Every person
mm-hmm.
here has a car. It does not matter if the economy is going, wherever it is
And
going, and yeah,
mm-hmm.
it's really bad these days, but people
Yeah.
are not going to go ahead and take out their bicycles or tricycles or whatever you're talking about. So this is one message that I would want to give to the youths of Pakistan and globally as well, that
Mm-hmm.
having a car is good. I mean, of
Yep.
course everyone wants to have it. Why? Because you want to go out maybe with family sometime, and you might want to go on a car. But actually,
Mm-hmm.
making a habit of commuting on a car on daily basis, that might not be such a good activity to do, because this is an age where you need to commute on tricycles, where you need to exercise
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Irene,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for throwing some light upon that as well. I mean, this is how we can generate different ideas, and I think that's a good thing that you just told about. Now, coming towards the HR specialist job. Now, after you graduated, what was the thing in your mind? Now, oh, I just want to go ahead and I want to go for a job. So, how did you go ahead and start? You started applying. What was the whole journey? Did you write your resume on your own, or you wanted some help in that? Did you have a mentor? Because that's a part where every person has difficulty, and what was your journey like?
Yeah, when during those times, regarding with our resume, our school also help us, like our school also guide us to how to create our own resumes that time. So basically when we are on our last year of our college days, we have this training like an OGT, on the job training. So we need to go to different industry and apply it personally. So our school guide us to create that resume so that we can send out to all those businesses, or like all those organizations that we are applying. So after I graduated, I was immediately hired by a manufacturing company. I was not into it, a human resource that time. I was
Okay.
under the admin and secretarial position that time. So uh, it is a manufacturing company wherein I am supporting three departments, which is more usually like, I don't know if you have idea of facilities. I
I
mean
do.
the maintenance section. I'm on that department, and
Maintenance
it,
section, repairing, and all that. That's
yeah,
yeah.
and I've been working with them for 2 years, and it really helps me to, you know, as a fresh graduate, it really helps me broaden my knowledge on what operations a manufacturing should have, and what are the, the processes that we're giving to us
Yeah.
during that time. Yeah, and I enjoy, I mean, as a fresh graduate, it really enjoy you, since if your purpose personally is to um uh explore things to your own. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're really focusing on your career, you should first um um I mean explore things that could gain your knowledge, and
So
you
you
know
start off with the admin job, and you never felt that, okay, it's my starting point. You just went for it and you wanted some experience,
mhm.
right? So
Yeah, yeah.
how was the experience overall? I mean, in terms of working at a at a startup level at that point of time, when you're dealing with different, I think, customers. Most probably, you might have dealt with a lot of customers there. Or what was your job like? Can you explain about the admin
Oh,
job?
actually, my job during that time is support. I mean, as a secretary of the director of the facilities or the maintenance department that
Okay.
time. My our client during that time are the engineers of that manufacturing company. So we support their processes.
Okay.
So what I'm doing that time is mostly basically all the documentation, organizing their files,
Okay.
and I'm also doing the meeting agendas of all the department leaders
Hmm.
on the maintenance department that during that time. So on as a fresh graduate, I had those since from from school to reality, it's basically much more
Different.
yeah, um I how can I say this, much more opportunity
Complex,
to,
or there are
yeah,
a lot of more opportunities. Obviously in school you're studying, and this is much more practical
yeah,
demonstration of what you've
mm-hmm,
actually studied at that time. So what you're trying to say
yeah,
is it's
mm-hmm,
no more theoretical knowledge, there are no more exams, it's all about
mm-hmm,
presenting yourself and being out there in the ground and playing like a player, because you get to face politics, you get to face a lot of those things that you have never faced before. And at this
yeah,
point of time, your parents, they also want you to be independent, and you're
yep,
thinking
mm-hmm,
about a whole new life and a whole new career ahead. So I think everyone should be passionate about it as well, because if you're not passionate about your career, if you're not interested in what you're pursuing, there's no point in just going ahead and doing a job where you do not have interest.
yeah,
Can you
yeah,
can you throw some light upon the fact that career counseling is really important, and why is it important? It is because if you want to build entrepreneurs in society, you should have people who know what their core interest is. Only then they
mm-hmm.
can go ahead and come up with innovation. Can you throw some light upon entrepreneurship as well? Like, what do you think, how to build those entrepreneurs? And if you're a politician of Philippines, let's for example, for a couple of years, what would you do in
Mm-hmm.
Philippines particularly? What would your strategies be in order to minimize this problem and create more opportunities for people?
Yeah, for, I mean, it's really important to give counseling for those specifically for those students that, not really, I mean, they have, um they don't really know what career path they were going to do, and that is very important for those students. So me, basically, or personally, I really wanted to, before they should be going to, or like entering their college, or going entering any career in their life, they should be prepared. So I think it should come first on yourself. You should, I mean, you should self assess yourself. What are your interests?
Self-assessment, yeah.
Yeah, what do you like, or is it, I mean, and then and then the your parents, I mean, your parents decision, and if it matches yours, if that interests you, that's the thing. And aside from that, you should also learn personally on yourself, like, oh, is it this my career? And then have like history, go check on the internet, or like, um
Have a
uh,
mentor, ask your seniors. For example, if you're in high school, talk to your teachers about it. And
mhm,
this way it should be really good. And one more thing
mhm.
that I just wanted to ask was like, do you think at every level a child needs career counseling, talking about starting from high school and college and university, and starting from the first job, because this is a whole step-by-step process, right? I mean, the first step is choosing your subjects in your high school, right? And then
Yeah.
you choose your
Mhm.
subjects in your college. Similarly, you go so on and so forth in universities. So, coming back to the point, what would be the strategies exactly that you think globally you guys can help out people? Because there is a famous singer, Michael Jackson, you might have heard about him. And there is a very good song of him, and he said in one of his songs, "Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and for the entire human race." In the end, we
Yeah.
all are humans. We've got the same thinking. You've got the same thinking. You want to go ahead and achieve something in your life. Me being
Yeah.
Ali, I want to do the same thing in my life, right? So
Mhm.
similarly, a person who's in US, who's in Africa, they all have their passions. They all have their goals in their lives. So we all as humans think in the same way. So this is specifically for the youth who's listening to you globally. What would be your message to them, that do this and this is how you can achieve success, and then and that there are no shortcuts in life? So what would be your
Yeah.
message? Yeah.
Mhm. Actually, my only message for them, like for the youth, right? Them, if you are passionate of anything that you does,
Yeah.
go for it. You don't need to, like, if you are hesitating to do it, but you really love doing this,
Yeah.
take risk, go out to your comfort zone, go out of your bags, because I know, because this is the learning coming in, when
Yeah.
you go out to your comfort zone, you go out on your to this you learn new things, and you take risks on every thing that you does, and you really love what are you doing. I think you will be successful in anything
Successful.
or any path you're going to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's a very good message. Irene, one more thing that I would want you to tell people is, like, for example, you being the HR specialist, obviously you speak to a lot of people, you recruit people as well, right? And you've been
Yep.
dealing with different customers. So if they ever come up with such issues where, in HR, there's a lot of blame game that happens at times, that
Yeah.
the new person is going to come in and he's going to say, okay, the HR told me this, and the HR told me that, and they said that the salary is going to be this, they said that I'm going to get this insurance. Does it ever occur to you as well or not? Because I mean, it does happen usually that people start telling HR, okay, this is what happened. So how do you face such instances, and how do you control yourself, and how do you respond back, and how do you take that pressure? Because you being Irene, being the HR specialist, and you're doing side hustle as well at the same time, how do you manage your routine and keep yourself, calm at the same time? What's your
you know
strategy?
when you were in the employee relation field, because that one is the factor of an HR specialist. So if you're in an employee relation, you should first investigate to the situation, what it's the employee is about. Like if she is having like for compensation issues, um you as an HR should know what is, you investigate what is this history, or what
Hmm.
is the compensation history of those person, and then where you're going to interact to your employees. So you should have those document first. You should really have those supporting document first before interacting with those in those issues
So what sort
that
of
the
issues do you face normally when you work?
oh yeah, with the employer relation, usually they were with with their compensation. Most employees are asking for their compensation, like
For a raise in
oh
their salary, basically. That's what you're trying to ask.
yeah, raising their salary, their benefits that they were getting, and if they were allowed to they were adding another benefits that, if you just for the new hires, there are businesses out there that they have given a good compensation, and then your company only gives this compensation, and that's the issue
Oh, they,
comes.
they they start comparing basically that, okay,
Yeah,
this is,
yeah.
I
So
mean, for example, talking about the other company XYZ, they're giving people this and you guys are not. So that's a
mhm.
very complex situation. How do you handle that, being Irene? Okay.
Yeah. So basically you should stay on what your business is going to give, and then as you have
So how do you say? I mean,
you should
let's
have
do a conversation. I mean, let's just play a game, for
yeah.
example.
Okay.
So you be Irene, who's the HR person. I'm the employee. I've been working here for 2 years at your company. And
Mm-hmm.
let's start, and let's tell people how you do it. Okay. So, all right. Irene, this is Ali. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, Ali. How are you?
I'm good as well, but I just wanted to discuss something with you today.
Okay.
It has been 2 years I've been working here, that. I mean, I've been a good employee. I've been coming here on time, and I'm pretty sure my boss might have told you about my a reputation, that I'm working really hard and I'm a very professional person. But unfortunately, yesterday I was just viewing the LinkedIn profile of a couple of my colleagues in, the XYZ company, and they're getting a medical insurance that's better than us, and
Mm-hmm.
then they've got better leave policy as well. So Irene, what can you do, about it? Because I might think of switching the company then.
Yeah. So with that reason, our business is right looking to enlarge, or like looking for other opportunities regarding that. And since you already opened that to me, we are all our business leaders are already having discussion about giving other benefits for those employee. But right now we are just offering for this business what we can do is that we can talk to your manager or to your supervisor on what we can do more, instead of, I mean, we can't give you those medical benefits that they were offering, but we can, sure, I think we can um give another compensation to you, s- so that it meets your expectation, to your, to your profession, to your so that you could really enjoy, you could still enjoy working with us. We can't meet that. I cannot say we cannot, but that is still in discussion for the business leader. But right now, what we can offer to you is that, with the other benefits that we can offer to you that they don't have, like for
Ah.
example, if they have like a medical insurance, we can give you, I think, a bonuses, like if
Oh
you have, like if
yeah.
you're in an engineering part, I mean, we are awarding
What you're
those.
trying to say is
um,
like the bonus that you are giving us, probably they're not giving that to their employees, right?
yep. Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
see.
The
Uh,
awards, we have
that's
like a
nice.
good
That's
awards
nice.
and recognition.
It
Yep.
was a good game. It was a good game. I just wanted the youths to know about the fact that it's not
Mm-hmm.
easy. I mean, whenever you're into a profession, just try learning, try observing, what sort of
Yeah.
situations you might come up with. Go to YouTube, or personally, if you want to reach out Irene, you guys can always just message her on LinkedIn that, okay, Irene, I want to come in HR if you're in Philippines. She's always
Mm-hmm.
there to help you out. I'm here to help you out myself. But these are the two things that you might have observed. I mean, talking to the youth out there, one was that Irene kept it calm, and she was like, she faced the situation with
Yep.
determination that she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she
Mm-hmm.
never said that, okay, we might increase your medical insurance because this might lead towards her job, under risk, right? But she
Yep.
never used those kind of words, but she tried to, at the same time, build a conversation in which the other employee feels satisfied by letting him or her know that, okay, we might give you that because you're a good employee, you've been working with us. A very better example could be that, okay, we really appreciate you being so professional. The number of years that you've spent, we really value that, and we so want to go ahead and give you all the benefits. One of those examples that I really liked, Irene, was the bonus part. You actually
Mm-hmm.
compared it and you told them that, okay, we are providing you bonuses, right? And then always remember, whenever you are in an HR career, you're supposed to make sure that the people are actually, because you're eventually the human resource manager, you're supposed to manage the resource. So you're
Yeah.
supposed to build a very good relationship with them, because when
Yeah.
when you provide a culture where they feel comfortable, at times, even if you're not providing those perks and benefits, people still think that, okay, this is the company that I want to stick to. And why?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're providing them so much love and so much care, and you're listening to them. So
Mm-hmm.
being in HR, I think one of the most important aspects would be listening. What do you think about that? Is that correct?
Yeah, I agree. I agree to that because the employees is the main function that why is the business running. So the HR is the one that should have the relation to those employees and give them the care, the love, so that they will stay, even though there are factors that some employees left company because of the compensation, but there are still employees that stay because the environment is good, the
Environment
HR
is
is
good.
good,
It's
they care for their people, and that's, I think, is the best. um for me personally, that's just, I think, is the best that the HR could give for those employees, so that I love working there. It's because the people are there, are caring, and they love us back.
I got it. I got it. Irene, thank you so much for joining the session. One more time, I'd like to end it by saying that everything you want is on the other side of fear. That's
Yeah.
that's what Irene has to say. And I think, yes, it's right, because when you fear, you are in middle of nowhere. You just think and think about it. I think you should
Yeah.
not fear and instead find a solution. You shouldn't have a word problem in your dictionary just to raise that and
Mm-hmm.
insert the word solution, because there is a solution for every
Every
problem that
problem.
occurs in your life. Irene,
Yeah.
is there anything that you want to go ahead, and is there any last message that you would want to give the youth of the whole, Philippines or entire world out there?
Yeah, so I could add on those quotations. So basically, we are fearing for and from stepping forward for ourselves. So we should not fear. We should take risk for all the things that we need to do. Is even though we fail, failure um is the answer for learning. So, don't fear failure. Failure make us strong,
Yeah.
not as like personally and also in our career. So, it is going to and keep in your mind and set that you were going to be successful,
Definitely.
and nothing, no hindrances can
Nothing
stop you.
can
Just
stop
focus
you
on.
from, if you
Yeah.
if you've got a dream, just focus on that and
Yeah.
start working on that. And even if you
Yeah.
don't achieve that 100%, you're going to get something other than that out of it.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I think it was a very productive session, Irene. We would love to go ahead and have a second session with you pretty soon, and thank you
Yeah,
so much
thank
for
you,
taking
Ali.
out time. And anything else
Yeah.
you want to tell, talk about Youth Alumni Association, the vision that we have particularly? Do you want to just tell something about that, or do you have anything to mention?
Yeah, I am thankful for and grateful that you have me here on your podcast. Since, Ali, before you invite me here, I'm really on this mindset that am I a failure? So when you try to invite me, no, this
Remember
is
our
my.
first conversation where I just guided you in 10 minutes and then you were like, okay, let me just get ready and start it. So this is your first start.
Yeah.
Just imagine, I mean,
Yeah.
you were so good in communication. You were trying to, come up with words, and I'm really impressed, seriously. So I'm pretty sure that you can create wonders, and you're going to do your best in future as well. And we're going to keep on doing these kind of activities for the good cause. And all of those people whom you know and who are listening to us, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Youth Alumni
Mhm.
Association. And you can also find us on Facebook. We are working on the Instagram page as well. Pretty soon we are going to come up with that as well. So take care of yourself, guys, and bye, Irene. It was nice talking to you.
Bye, Ali. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.